Yes, there are many versions. This is the first publicly released map, 10,000 maps. So you're one of the lucky 10,000.
Because I've seen the map before, so I thought it's like this like different versions.
Right. So just a bit of background. This project has been going on for 2 years. We have many volunteers, maybe thousands of us. And today is accumulation of all that work coming out on the map that we have today. And also involving authorities, involving private sectors, sponsoring what we do. So, but it's a totally independent project, cycling initiative, cycling campaign. It's also a design exercise. So yeah, it's been a huge thing. So I'm going to show you, today is actually a distribution launch, where we're going to distribute the map to map messengers. We're going to deliver it to all these locations in KL. It's going to go to Singapore as well. You took your bike.
Okay.
So they're going to help us distribute it in Singapore. It's not gone to Singapore yet. Go soon. So that's what's happening today. We're going to distribute this.
So what would you say is the main purpose of this project? To encourage people to cycle again?
So many fronts to the project. I think, first of all, it's a community project. Without a community, this project wouldn't be successful. So yeah, bringing people together. So the map was just the binding factor, but there are already so many cyclists out there. Just bring them together. And a common goal is how to connect KL by bicycle. So that's what is the map. But other than that, there's so many fronts. You're talking about creating community, talking about understanding what shops, heritage, patronage. Because more than half of these shops are all heritage shops. So we're trying to patronize, create patrons. So we distribute through them. That's the only way you can get the map. So that's why. So this is a distribution point. This is a distribution team. They're the one that manage the logistics of how to get 10,000 maps to these places into hands of everyone.
Is this reflected in the pamphlet?
Yeah, it's in here. So actually, it's on the website. It has the more updated one. This one has maybe a few, 24 of them, but there are over 30. So there's some displays to talk about the history of the design of the project. So this is the 3 other versions. So you might have seen one of these. Yep. Now this one was the first one released in 2012, 2013, and then 2014. And then the one that you have in hand is the 4th version. And then this is just some of the sketches.
Nice.
This is just some of the sketches that went through, from a Google map to actually tracing it and making a map, making a little mock-up, then printing it. So that this is actually just an empty base map, which I give to volunteers, and volunteers will fill in where they cycle and stuff. Then we collate that and do a survey. So we did a survey. This is a collation. This is a survey. So we surveyed the entire KL, put down notes and stuff like that, and then break up KL into different sections. And then each section is individually scouted to see what are the problems in those areas. And then with that, then only we came up with the final map. So that's just the map section. Then comes the campaign section.
The campaign section.
So the campaign section is where we do some writings and think about what people will look at, think about when they cycle. So we try to create a positive action of what it is. This is the same as the map. So these are just some of the sketches that we went through, how we write and how we try to project a positive image about cycling, because it's quite negative. There are 3 main reasons: safety, weather, and crime. All those 3 main reasons. So we try to write it in a way that it's actually positive.
What would you say is the number 1 tip you give cyclists in KL so far? Like the super main tip.
Well, get involved with your community, getting to your local shops, getting to know your neighbors. That's the first step. Because it's about cycling in your community, getting to know people around you. Because when you're on a bicycle, you take away the shield of the car, So in a bicycle, you're really exposed to everything. So that's the other side of the map. And behind you is the finished product. So you get to see it finished. Magnifying glass, so there you can see little details and stuff like that. I didn't announce it today, but there's actually hidden messages in the map. There's 16 of them on the map. Little keywords. And some of the clues are on the wall here.
What do you mean by hidden messages?
Well, I'm going to give you one.
Okay.
So if you look at where Yap Consing is, it actually says the name of the studio they designed is Studio 25 copyright. So that's there are many messages like this, but then other keywords like love, laugh, live,
You mean like they'll see as they pass by the area
No, they
when
won't
it's
see it.
like...
Only see it on the map.
Oh, they only see it on the map. What
That's
is...
it.
And what's the key here again?
So there are actually 16 of them on the map, and 2 of them without optical device you won't be able to see. So I hope that someone might, when they're actually looking through the map, hey, that road name sounds very funny. But then it's a surprise that I would like to
Stay.
yeah. So there are a lot of interesting stuff on the map. So I hope they get to discover that. And then the other one is on the other side. This is the final stuff. Very interesting graphics, I guess. Really simplified because I didn't want it to be too heavy because the map is on the other side. And just a simple item. Shield and everything. So hopefully it reaches a bigger audience. And so the way you fold the map, you can either have one of these covers, either in English, in Chinese, or in Malay. So it actually targets different market, language groups. So that's the map. This is some of the bikes that we use. The Survey Bike 1, Survey Bike 2, Survey Bike 3. So Tokyo Bike actually sponsored 2 bikes. They're on loan for the project. So that's great. Without this bike, I think I wouldn't have gone as far because I was riding these old bikes. Yep. And then some of these bikes here are refurbished or salvage old bikes. One of the programs we have is try to restore old bicycles, heritage bicycles that are made in Malaysia or being thrown away.
Can you talk about that poster?
This is Tokyo Bike. So it's actually a sponsor of the project. They actually provided 2 bikes for the project.
So people can people borrow the bikes to cycle?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. For a fee or is it
I don't
free?
know. It's actually it's a non-commercial entity.
Okay.
Non-profit.
Would this expand beyond KL?
I hope so.
Where would you like to see it go?
Throughout Malaysia, I think throughout the world, throughout the region.
What's the main inspiration behind like all of this?
I think when I came back to Malaysia, I wanted to do a change. I wanted to do something.
Wait, from where? Where do you?
I was working in Singapore at the time.
Oh, okay.
Then I decided to do something in my life, make something, create something different, make a change.
Did they start like? Does Singapore have something like this? Or no?
Independently.
Not independently.
But it's a very top-down approach, and also the government actually creates a lot of programs, which is quite interesting. We met up with the Singapore government recently. The LTA, the URA, all of them, SLAC, SL, God knows, a lot of them, and they came to see what we're doing here in KL, and then they call up on the project, and then we brought them around KL and showed them what we did. So they're really interested to do something like that in KL as well. So they brought an activist and advocate from Singapore to see what we do, and they asked him to do the same thing. So hopefully Singapore gets to see something.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the exhibit.
Nice.
Showing us around.
Yeah. And you feel like you don't try to bike, just get the bike. Yeah, probably those 2 bikes are easier to buy.
No, it's okay. Alright, thanks.
Okay. If there's one thing that you would say that would summarize all of this to people who are maybe like apprehensive about cycling and stuff, what would you say? Like maybe to people who are watching this video. yeah. I mean, like just.
I think it's not that hard as you think. I think I had this biggest question. Somebody asked me what was the most important thing to overcome when you want to start cycling. I think the biggest thing is to change your mindset.
About what?
About fear and what's holding you back. Because we are afraid of a lot of things. Afraid of change, afraid of stepping out of the house, afraid of crime. So the first thing to overcome is actually fear. You have to overcome fear and really think, really look, outlook on life, and what you can do to change it. So we have to take small steps. It's a transition. It's not like sudden steps. You have to take small steps. So getting into a cycling lifestyle is actually changing your lifestyle. You have to take small steps.
How big is the community so far?
Thousands.
Thousands in KL.
Yeah. I mean, it's not only me. It's a lot of other people out there doing a lot of stuff.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.